my style, them unusual. The views when me speak, you no need for agree. Me welcome all interactivity. Rock and come in, sit for your beat. Come make we reason for real.
And yo, Jal, I'ma say comment when you need to, like if you want to, and share if you have to. And yo, Jal. Welcome to another episode of Unusual Speaks. And this is where Carl Dougal, the unusual, express himself in such a way that he might sound different from the average person. My views are not necessarily those of any person you know on this planet. My views are not intended to cause any harm to any person, to any group, or to any organization. However, in the event that somebody's feelings gets hurt during my presentation or my program, watch out. Watch a leather here. Tall, long leather will help you if you come down out of your feelings safely. And also, we still have some band-aid left. Anyway, my people, with that being said, let's get into today's topic. Alright, bam! So, we talk about book, and we talk about churches, and we talk about schools. Today, we're going to spend some time in the school system and some things where we learn while we are grow up. Alright, as usual, me have to talk about the base, and the base is Jamaica. And this is where we grow up. The lessons that were taught to us, these are the lessons where we have to carry forward. And these are the lessons where we teach to the world. And so watch this now. As a Jamaican, there are a lot of questions that we need to ask. And our authorities, them most times when we ask the question, them say we are mad people, or them just don't feel like we answer we. So let us start from the basics. So watch you now. When we are little picnic, for those who grew up in the 80s and the 90s, that's how we are starting now. And the first thing that was introduced to us as children is a thing that them give we at school. And some people get it at hospital too, you know. But some people get it at school where you get a vaccination, them call it. I don't remember the name. Or something like BBC or BCG, whatever it is, it sound like. Don't say it, man. Don't say it. Yeah. But that same injection that we attack, as a Jamaican, if you use your right shoulder, if you show anybody your right shoulder, you can see that big mark there upon your right shoulder, so you know so that is a Jamaican mark. And so now we say, what is this injection for? And how comes when we check everybody else in the world, them now have the mark there? What is so special about Jamaica? Why we have the mark there? Also, when we check it now, I don't know who can remember we growing up in the 80s and the 90s when it was mandatory for us to have a number 2 lead pencil. For those who did common entrance, those who had to do technical drawing back in the 80s and the 90s, you may talk to. I can't give account for the 2000s and beyond. So listen me I say to you. For those who can remember having a lead number 2 pencil, which was mandatory, and when it come on to your school, when you get your school list, you had to have a number 2 pencil. I mean, I say, yeah, we never take it for nothing. But time pass and we are looking at the world and we see and ask the question, was it mandatory in other countries? Especially the bigger countries where, you know, where we are considered to be big foreign. Were these things mandatory that the students had to provide these things? Anyway, we still are talking, you know. So we look on it and say now, lead pencil. Why was it mandatory? And so we ask the question now, have you ever heard of lead poisoning? Lead poisoning. Yeah. Lead poisoning is something that affects people's brain, especially children. So some of the symptoms of lead poisoning are aggressive behavior, not being able to retain anything, and you actually get mad over a period of time. So me I say now, since we were exposed to lead as children, me I ask the question, how long do you think it takes lead to get into the bloodstream of a person? And how do we know for a fact that the behavior that we are displaying now as Jamaicans, we are so hasty to fight, we are so quick to kill, and we can't resolve anything without violence? Could it be the introduction that we got to lead poisoning from a tender age? Or do you believe it has anything to do with that injection that we got while we were young, and they said that these were vaccination? According to a study, vaccinations usually takes years to develop, and so you can see the true result from giving vaccination. But I wonder where and how long this vaccination that was given to us as Jamaicans, how long was it taken for them to develop these vaccination, and what are they for? And do you know if they are affecting us now in the latter years? Now, we are a set of people who have been through a lot of traumas. Now, this is why I make reference to Curly Lox's book called The Planet Earth. And in the book, I can just take from it and says, a planet with people who are hurting. We are just hurting other people. Sometimes we do it knowingly, and unknowingly we are hurting each other. So we watch our people die in the streets on a daily basis. We have never gotten any form of counseling. So the more heinous the crimes are committing around us become, is the more numb we are to the things that are happening to people around us. And so we are a people of trauma, and people who are traumatized usually go ahead and traumatize more people. Now, I'm not making any excuse for any individual who is supposed to take responsibility for his or her action, but I'm saying it's a reason why when we go to the doctor check our blood, and then he goes through the DNA, and so then he knows how to treat us. So if we don't know the root cause of the problem, hey, how can we treat it? My question about the school system is that who authorized lead pencil in our school system, and why was it introduced to us? The question is, Mr. Scholar, is it now affecting us in our latter years? Are we passing on the things that we got from lead poisoning onto our children and onto our children's children? These are the questions that I have. I don't have the answers. And so, if you know the scholars who can provide these answers, hey, feel free. My people, Marcus Garvey asked us to think. He said the hardest thing you can ask a black man to do is to think for yourself. So when they give us a story, when they tell us 2 + 2 and it's not adding up, then we have some questions. Anyway, my people, unusual.
Call Dougal, my style them unusual. The views when me speak, you no need for agree. Me welcome all interactivity. Rock and come in, sit for your beat. Come make we reason for real.
And yo, Jal, I'ma say comment when you need to, like if you want to, and share if you have to. And yo, Jal.